if the risk is to shut down government, we're just not going to be a party to that. The ball is in their court. They write the bill. They have the votes. And the responsibility to keep government open is theirs. If the bill is anything that we can support, we will.
That from House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, putting responsibility for government funding solely on the shoulders of Republican lawmakers. Meanwhile, GOP lawmakers hoping to avoid another government shutdown themselves, like the one back in 2013 that you may recall. To do that, Speaker John Boehner has settled on a two-prong approach. First, the House voting on a bill denouncing President Obama's executive action on immigration. And next, they will vote on a bill to fund the government. The catch, though, is that it'll only fund the Department of Homeland Security, the umbrella of immigration agencies, until early next year. Or more bluntly, until reinforcement in the form of a Republican Senate majority arrives. Congressman Joe Barton is joining us now, and he says he's not convinced that this is the right approach. Welcome, Congressman. Great to have you here.
Glad to be with you.
Tell me why you don't agree with this approach or you have concerns about it.
Well, Article 1 says the Congress is the legislative body, Article 1, Section 1. Article 1, Section 8 even explicitly says the Congress is responsible for passing all bills that deal with naturalization, i.e. immigration. The President clearly doesn't have the authority to do what he has done. President Lincoln talked about government of the people, by the people, for the people. This president apparently is talking about government by Obama, for Obama, and for himself, and that's just, in my opinion, flat wrong. And I'm not going to vote for anything that is clearly, blatantly unconstitutional. I support keeping the government open. This is not an effort to close the government down, and I commend the Speaker for trying to separate the issue somewhat. But if the President is correct in what he did, you don't need the Congress, you don't need the people, you just need a president. And clearly that's not where the majority of the American people are, and clearly the Congress, on a bipartisan basis, should oppose the president's unilateral, unconstitutional action.
There are those, though, within the party, your party, that suggest why not go ahead and back a government shutdown, that that's really the way to force this issue, and that the GOP should not be afraid of the backlash.
Well, I don't think anybody in the Republican Party, or for that matter the Democrat Party, wants as a goal to shut the government down. Now, if you want to try to reduce the size of government, reduce the cost of government, then I'm all for that. But just to completely shut the government down doesn't make sense. We want to protect our military, our Social Security, our veterans. I mean, all the good things that the government does. It's a move
to take a stand against the White House and the president as he tries to move forward on his executive action. So there are those who suggest that conservatives within the party should be doing that.
Well, I believe you could get at going after the president's unconstitutional action by doing extremely short-term continuing resolutions. I mean, between Christmas and New Year, most of the government is going to be enjoying the holidays, with the exception of the military and the Postal Service and those kind of entities. So we could keep the government operational and yet still not allow the president to spend money to implement his executive order. And that's the approach that I would prefer. But I'm not going to vote for anything that's unconstitutional. But again, there's no reason to punish all the people that depend on some of the government services that we all vote for. And so I don't see that as a goal.
Really quickly, do you think this is going to move ahead in a way that supports what Mr. Boehner wants to do?
Well, I think it depends on the American people. And if everybody calls their congressman and senator and says, protect the Constitution, don't let the president do what he's doing, I think a lot of congressmen and senators will vote to stop him. I know people are focused on Christmas and the holidays and their own personal issues, but the Constitution is about protecting the rights of the people. President Obama is trying to take some of those rights and use them for himself. Now he's He is an American citizen. He is a part of the people, but he's not the only person, and he shouldn't be doing what he's attempted to do. He has even admitted that himself not too long ago, that what he's now saying he can do, it wasn't very long ago he was saying he didn't have the authority to do.
He said it like at least 22 times. All right, Congressman, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we will keep close watch on what unfolds in Congress over the next few weeks. Appreciate it.
We appreciate you keeping an eye on us. That's a good thing.
Okay, sir. Thank you.